Hello and welcome to Diabetes Connections in the News. I'm Stacey Sims, and every other Friday I bring you a short episode with the top diabetes stories and headlines happening now. Of course, World Diabetes Day was yesterday. November 14th marks the birthday of Sir Frederick Banting, who discovered insulin along with Charles Best in 1922. Lots of the tech companies are taking action. Lots of press releases came out this week. I'm going to link up a great article highlighting what many of those companies are doing and focusing on, from Medtronic's Blue Balloon Challenge, which they've done for several years now, to Dexcom's latest Nick Jonas video, and a lot more. That is in the show notes over at diabetes-connections.com. Just click on this episode's homepage. And with our In the News episodes, I link up my sources and more information on every one of these stories. A new triple combo therapy could restore insulin production in people with type 1 using existing medications. Levocure's triple combo oral therapy involves two drugs already approved by the U.S. FDA and a well-known supplement, so the company says it is considered very safe. These medications are DPP-4 inhibitors, protein pump inhibitors, also called PPIs, that's used for severe acid reflux, and a proprietary version of a supplement often used to treat anxiety. Levocure says taken together, these can block beta cell destruction, suppress autoimmunity, and restore beta cell function. The therapy has gone through only one retrospective chart review. It has not yet been put to the test in a randomized trial. Blue Circle Health is expanding its unique approach to type 1 care. Already active in Florida, Maine, and Vermont, it's now going to be in Delaware and Ohio. Blue Circle Health is free. They develop a personalized care plan for each participant and offer comprehensive multidisciplinary support over a 6-month period. This is paid for by the Helmsley Charitable Trust. The program is available to people 18 years or older that speak Spanish or English, regardless of insurance coverage or citizen status. We've got an upcoming podcast episode all about Blue Circle coming up. An international team of experts has created the world's first evidence-based guide for eating low carb. The group says until now, people with type 1 diabetes and their healthcare providers have lacked comprehensive resources to help implement this approach safely and effectively. The guide is aimed for dietitians and nutritionists who want to work with individuals and families who are interested in reducing their carb intake. Now, the guide is free, and the download link is in the show notes. The MyLife Loop pump system is now available in Canada. This is made up of the MyLife Ipso pump insulin pump, the CAM APS FX hybrid closed-loop algorithm, and the Dexcom G6 CGM. These three components provide an AID system just approved by Health Canada. The system's already being used in Europe. No word from this release about when it may come to the U.S. The FDA updates the labels for all GLP-1 receptor agonists. There's a warning here that they may cause serious side effects, including food or liquid getting into the lungs during surgery or other procedures that use anesthesia or deep sedation. The brand names of the affected drugs here are Ozempic and Wegovy, Saxenda, Victoza, and Mounjaro and Zepbound. Patients are advised to tell all of their healthcare providers they're taking a GLP-1 before they are scheduled to have surgery. Staying on this class of drugs, this summer, Eli Lilly released bits of a new study called the SURMOUNT-1 trial, all about tirzepatide. That's the medication in Mounjaro and in Zepbound. They've now released the full study. This is all about staving off progression to type 2 diabetes in pre-diabetic patients. This was a 3-year study, and they say it curbed the risk of disease progression to type 2 by 94% versus placebo in adult prediabetes patients who are obese or overweight. This study enrolled more than 1,000 patients with prediabetes and randomized them to receive one of 3 different doses of tirzepatide or placebo. They also had a reduced calorie diet and increased physical activity. Patients in the trial also had either hypertension, obstructive sleep apnea, cardiovascular disease, or some combination of those comorbidities. And finally, many of you have already likely heard, but I wanted to share this. We had some incredibly tragic news in the diabetes community, especially for the Breakthrough T1D Ride community. I'm going to link up the article that appeared on the Breakthrough T1D website, and I'm going to read a little bit from it here. The leadership, staff, and volunteers of Breakthrough T1D mourn the tragic sudden loss of 5 T1D champions on Friday, November 1st, 2024. Jeff and Michelle Bauer, Josh and Tabby Stahl, and Barry Sievers were all killed in a single car crash. The group included 2 married couples and 1 single individual. all very close friends and veteran Breakthrough T1D Ride participants. Like I said, I will read up more of what Breakthrough T1D wrote about these incredible people, but I want to just share some quick thoughts from this incredibly impactful group. I only knew Michelle Bauer personally, and I met her, years ago when she was Michelle Allswagger. And you may know her as Jesse's mom. It's very possible that you've heard Michelle's story, you've read about her, perhaps you've met her. Her son Jesse died from complications of type 1 in 2010. And that year, mile 23 on the JDRF ride was created as a mile of silence in memory of Jesse. Now all riders are asked to ride in silence for that mile, not only in memory of Jesse, but for everybody who's been lost to type 1 diabetes. Michelle wrote her book, Jesse Was Here, and created a program of the same name that is part of Beyond Type 1 to this day, all to help other families going through grief. She's been on the podcast before. She called me a few years ago, too. We talked a lot privately when she was thinking of writing her book, just because I have done the same thing. And she wanted some advice. I am so grateful for our conversations and that, maybe I helped her a little bit to get this incredible book out there into a world where it's so needed. But, I've been thinking for the past week, how do we talk about grief without Michelle? We need her here to talk about this. She's been the guide for so many families. I don't know what Michelle would like me to say, but please, write the book, ride the bike, do the Ironman, follow your heart, follow your dreams, be there fiercely for your family and for those that you love. All those incredible people just gone too soon. And that's in the news. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Stacey Sims. I'll see you back here soon. Until then, be kind to yourself.
Diabetes Connections is a production of Stacey Sims Media. All rights reserved, all wrongs avenged.